Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon. This is Indy Comics Explained. Yet again, I brought another fantastic group of comic book professionals. So please hit like, hit subscribe, share out the video, let everybody know we're here. And listen, today is going to be a positive, fantastic day. I got this dude on. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Calderon? How you doing, brother?
Sporting your Yankees cap. I like that. I like that.
Got to, baby. Got to. You know what I mean? Homegrown, third generation, all day, every day. I'm happy to be back, hanging out with the crew and the faces that show up and hang out with us every week. I feel a little bad, because Tom is busy watching Shark Week right now, so he won't be watching us tonight. Today's the first day of Shark Week, so Mr. Hutchison,
gotcha.
have a good time with Shark Week, buddy.
Well,
but let's talk comics.
But he has a lake, so he might have a split screen, so he might be able to watch both.
Listen, after the movie idea we had last night, I think everyone who was involved in last night's stream should be, writing up their proposals so we can find out what's the best to do or how we integrate stuff like that, because I'd love to see it. I'd love to see zombies versus sharks from New York to Tom's Lake. And
Gotcha. All right.
Dude, that's what happens when I don't drink.
I got you. All right. We have our Coco. What's up, Mr. Damion? How are you, sir?
How you doing? I'm alive. I'm here.
All right.
That's good. Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm trying. Let me a second. Damion Waldbrunn. I am the creator and owner of Omniverse Link. And I meant to mention something earlier, and I totally forgot about it. My Kickstarter woes are finally over. I'm finally getting that book out, getting that print book out. Nice. People wanted it, and so I'm like, you know what, let's do it. So I'm going to have extras, so we may need to, do something with those. Not sure what, but.
All right, well, good.
I'm excited.
Yes, congratulations. It took a while.
It took a hot minute. I'm not going to lie. But it's done.
It happens. Yeah, that's what matters. The fact that you got it done.
It was a trial. To even get it made was a trial. So
there you go. All right, cool.
Hey, what up? What's happening? Mark Dudley from Imaginos Workshop in Shine Taku. Man, just out here trying to get work done, man. We got our China Taku guys, our Kamanga guys. They going to BlurCon this week coming up, and we're gonna be in capital cities in Lansing, Michigan. So it's gonna be a good time, man. Just glad to be here. Like hanging out with you guys and watch you. Me and the wife watch you guys a great deal. So
thank you. All right, cool. All right, let's bring in Ms. Grant. How you doing, Carissa?
Good. I'm Corissa Grant from Worthy Chaos. I have a Kickstarter every other month, and I started a year and a half ago, and we are on issue 11. So
nice.
Yes. All right, cool. So listen. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. We'll miss one person, Dave, can't make it. He might make it next weekend. We'll see about that. And John's, I guess, is just running late. So we'll see what happens with that guy.
John?
Who? John Holland. Yeah, he was supposed to be on it. So I don't know if he'll be able to make it. So we'll see. Hopefully he's well. So
not John who in a bad way. I just know a lot of Johns, so I was like,
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's
there's a lot of Johns out there, yes. Yeah. All right. So down to the show question. So what do you guys see trending on Kickstarter? Do you even care? Does it matter? Right? Does it matter to you? Does it matter to your work? What's trending? Right? So, Mark, what are your thoughts on that?
That's a hard question, man. Shoot. It depends. The thing is weird, right? Because it kind of depends on who is filling Kickstarter at the time, I think. So let's say you want you're kind of not safe for worky stuff. Sometimes those guys will be filling it, and you'll get a lot more. Those projects will fund a lot more, from what I noticed.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get, let's say you got a movie release or something like that. I want something of that nature, a movie release. It's a fantasy movie, whatever. Next thing you know, fantasy stuff is trending. You know, it just depends on what's going on in the nerd sphere at the time, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Now, do you even care though?
Heck no, I don't care.
Nice. Corissa, what are your thoughts?
I don't care. I don't have a choice. I have a Kickstarter almost pretty much monthly, so it doesn't really matter what's going on. I have to put one out anyway. So
Right.
my next one is this one ends tomorrow, and then August 5th, September 16th, and October 28th. So it doesn't matter.
Gotcha. How many will that make for you for the year?
7 this year, and I got to do 8 next year.
All right, fair enough. Listen, I'm on your heels.
All you Kickstarter pros out here.
I wouldn't go that far, but
yeah, I don't know about pros, but we're doing something.
Just pro.
You know, we're muddling our way through it. Right?
Yeah.
Damion, what are your thoughts?
I've never cared. I've never really cared. Like, I know what I want to do and the story I want to tell. I've had a hard time telling it, but I finally have got all my ducks in a row, and it's happening as soon as I can get everything finished and put to bed.
Right.
After years of talking about it, it's finally coming out. So I can't care because then I've wasted 10 years of my life.
Gotcha.
In the pursuit of art, it's never a waste. It's never
I like that comeback, Dave. I like it.
All right. Fair enough. Mr. J, what are your thoughts?
So what do I see? I see some of the earlier Kickstarter people who were trying to trend on the booby craze not coming back because they obviously either A, didn't know how to make a comic, B, didn't know how to fulfill a comic, C, didn't know how to manage their money correctly to set up a second one, right? So I see a lot of first timers not coming back. A lot of people who you could tell were just in it to try to grab a quick buck, not coming back. Not saying there's not a new crop, right? But I see a lot of those names that I was keeping track of just not there anymore.
Jay, there's an E too.
Yeah.
The E is they wasn't making any money on Patreon. That's why they ran the Kickstarter.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh.
Competition tight over there on Patreon when it comes to not safe for work.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I don't know the Patreon world. You know what I mean? Because I don't have
a buddy of mine. This guy, man, I've watched him over the years grow his Patreon, and you know it's going great. But over time, these people start asking him to do more and more risque stuff, and he just got to a point. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm not drawing that."
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
He stood his ground. He stood his ground.
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, no, and other than that, you know, the trend that is unfortunately growing is more and more companies using Kickstarter as a pre-order platform as opposed to, I don't want to say leaving it to us, right, to get through the gatekeepers, but there's certain companies that are doing it that are bringing people to the platform, and there are certain companies that are doing it that are just sucking the wind out of the platform, you know. So I see that happening as well. Does it matter? Do I care? I mean, I brought it up, right? That was my observation. But I'm not looking at it any more than surface level to.
I mean, but don't you guys feel like this? You guys kicked in the doors, like indie guys like yourselves. I add myself in there too, right? We kicked in the doors, show people what the platform could do. Not everybody and their mom is streaming in there, you know. Larger companies are going there, like you said, Jay, and trying to use it as a pre-order platform, stuff like that. I mean, you know, does that dilute what we're trying to do? I mean, just, you know.
You know, it's funny, Mark. While you're bringing that up, something dawned on me. I asked a similar question last week on my show.
Oh, dang.
You know, and you know, our indie comic books, the trendsetters, right? And you know, it was something that some people didn't think had legs, but we talked about just that one topic for over an hour. And you're right. You know, I don't want to put the big, you know, shield on my chest saying we're the ones that broke through first and you know, I don't have to big up myself like that. But maybe there's a little bit of pride in there too. Yeah, you know,
absolutely.
we're here. You know,
you know, we'll put on the big old bell suits, and everybody else got the professional shark suits, but we still going in there, right? Shark Week, Hutchinson. I know you watching.
Yeah.
You know?
I told you he has a link. He has a split screen. He has 2 screens. You can watch this and that.
But yeah, you know, we walk in there first, you know, and it's been like that since the 80s. You know, you remember when Indy Comics in the mid 80s, man, just took off. And next thing you know, they poached everybody from Indy Comics to Marvel and DC right after that, you know. So
yeah. I mean,
that's a trend.
I mean, but that's what happens with a lot of these platforms. It happened to YouTube, right? It was just normal people just developed the platform. And then they were like, oh, well, NBC wants a spot, HBO wants a spot, ABC wants a spot, TBS wants a spot.
I just learned what started YouTube. I did not know that.
Pseudo?
Yeah.
The malfunction of the Janet Jackson's outfit. No one could. The founders couldn't find a video of it. They wanted to see it. So since they couldn't find it, they started their own, and that's how they started YouTube. I literally just found that out like last week. I was like, really?
Yeah, that's all right though.
But the thing is, though, it was built on the backs of smaller creators, and then once that happened, they opened it up to these big corporations, and once that happens, the rest of us got pressed down again.
Oh, right? That's how it works, though. Absolutely, Yeah. That's
so Kickstarter is not going to be that much different, I think. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but when Marvel and DC show up, it's going to be ugly.
See, but I still don't think, though, JD, that in that, with the size of that thing, I don't think that they're going to be able to crush us out to the extent that they would other platforms, because the simple fact that you have your mailing list, I have my mailing. Jay has a mailing list.
Right.
Chris has a mailing list. Damion had a mailing list. Those people like what we do, and they are. And if we keep giving them what they want, they always gonna like what we do.
Well, right. I see Disney and Warner Brothers, if they ever go that route, to do what Hasbro or Mattel did, and have their own platform for crowdfunding.
Sure.
Right? Not jump on our stuff, right? But you got somebody like Ross Ritchie over there with Boom, who understood the platform, and when he was bringing campaigns to Kickstarter, it was something to the effect of the rising tide lifts all ships, right? He was getting names upon names. He was bringing new people to the platform, right? He was getting, and if anybody's done crowdfunding, the hardest part is getting people who've never heard about Kickstarter to sign up, right? And you're given more of a Kickstarter pitch than you are on your own product. Right. So something like that. There's those campaigns that have been out there that are helping the platform sign people up, right? Increasing the status of being that 3,000 pound monster. But then there's some out there that they're putting stuff out there every week, every month.
Well, Kickstarter doesn't give a damn, because at the end of the day, it's all about their brand. We're helping them bring their brand to fruition, and then on top of that, like Top Cow. I remember when Top Cow was putting out, I think it was New Cyberforce, right? And they did that big Kickstarter campaign. First guy me was like, "Oh man, I love Top Cow. They cool, whatever." The other guy in the back of my head is like, "What the hell these guys doing? Use Kickstarter?"
Right.
But I didn't understand then. But as I got older, I started to understand. Okay, boom, it's great marketing. Number one, even if you don't need the money, it's great marketing. At the end of the day, so you get money and it's great marketing. So hey,
I mean, Tom makes an interesting point, but here's the only thing that has me. The only thing that would concern me is that Marvel is a very aggressive company. They did it back in the 80s, right, when the direct market first started. When you had like PC Comics, you had Eclipse, you had First Comics, you had all these different companies, right? They were all selling anywhere from 50 to 100,000, 150,000 books. What does Marvel do? They were like, well, all right, so we got to crush these guys out. So what did they do? They started doing reprints. So they started doing like what they're doing today, the facsimile editions, right? They reprinted like the best stuff. Like they were like, okay, John Byrne, Phoenix Saga. All right, let's get that out there. Let's get this out there. They just started putting out more product, and they had one specific month, and the indie companies specifically said that month crushed them out because retailers wanted to buy up those books, right? Because it's Marvel and DC, their fans are demanding it, so it pushed them out. It was pushing them out. Marvel's consistently done this to DC, to everybody. You understand? And it's only gotten worse since Image, right?
Sure.
Because Image really put the scare in all of them, but in both companies. You know, so if they were to come in with an aggressive program into a space like Kickstarter, which I don't think they will, but you never know. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. But you know, in the end, we got to keep trucking on, right?
Sure.
No matter what.
One of the problem with that, though,
Right,
JD,
Corissa?
well, you know, one of the problem with that, though, I think, Jay,
There's no stopping.
is that, you know, Marvel and DC, they're trying to, they first of all, number one, they felt they didn't see. I'm not going to say they didn't see it. They didn't act on the future fast enough, and they're still reeling from not being able to do that. So you got two different fan bases. You got us Gen X fan base guys. You got the Gen Z. You got the millennials Gen Z fan base guys. Right? We were the early part. We were the early end of manga. Right? The millennials and the Gen Zs, they're deep in manga. Okay, so we're going to croak one day. It's going to happen. Obviously, right? So
Well,
the thing
it's happening to everybody.
right, they got a whole nother fan base that's not too keen on what they're doing now, or what they've done before. You know, it's a discussion I had with some of my other studio mates. They're going to have to shift. And so I was telling my studio mates who are big in manga, I'm like, you manga guys better watch out. Because right now you got the Japanese, they basically got their lock on manga, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But with Marvel money and DC money coming in there, a lot of those artists over there are going to jump over here. And a lot of the looks that we're used to in the future, we're not going to recognize those comics.
Right.
I want to.
All those comics going to look just like Japanese comics, because at the end of the day, that's where the market is going to end up going, ultimately.
Yeah, but yeah,
You know,
vinyl came back.
yeah,
you know,
vinyl did come back. Right.
You know, CDs are starting to come back. iPods, not iPhones, iPods.
I still have my
I
iPod.
still got my iPod.
Back, right?
Thanks,
all
Carissa.
that stuff is cyclical.
Oh, yes,
I
you're
got
right.
it.
You're correct, Jay.
There will be peaks and valleys, though. Yes, I
Right,
agree.
but they got to go through that cycle, Jay.
Yeah,
just like
I
you
agree.
said.
I agree. But I want to add an asterisk to what Tom is saying over here.
Which one?
The second from the bottom, right? The difference, big difference, though. There's no limited shelf space. Okay, so
Right.
it's they can do the equivalent of flooding the shelf, though, on Kickstarter, right? Because when you look at the Kickstarter, at the bottom of someone's campaign, the recommended books, there's a
Sure, yeah,
room
exactly.
for 4 or 5, right? That are down there. And when you go to the search bar, they give you, what is it, 8 or 10, the first 2 rows, and then everything after that, you got to reload.
Yeah.
How many times will somebody reload before they're like, okay, there's nothing else over here, right? Could they possibly flood that in if they come in there?
Yeah. That's the same thing with webcomics. Webcomics do the same thing. Yeah.
Right. The only, I think the biggest difference is that Kickstarter allows you to only do one book at a time.
Right.
So it's not like they can do multiple books, but can they do one a week? Right? Because their output is a totally different game than ours is.
Yeah.
Right. Changing the whole system. Right.
The thing, though, again, one thing that is always in our favor, believe it or not, is that they can Marvel. I don't care. Marvel and DC, again, those guys, they're obviously, you know, Warner Brothers and Disney, they greedy as all get out. So whatever they put on that Kickstarter is going to be on the shelves 2 months later.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
you
Shelf
know,
for probably 3 months.
right? The shelf of the LCS is 2 months later. But us, you know, hey, this is some of the only places you can get our stuff for the most part. I mean, if you go to us on the web and stuff like that, but or at shops, some of us have little LCS career, but beyond that, this is the only sure way to get our stuff. So, I mean, that has some pluses to it, I think.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, I think we beat that one up pretty good. Jay, what's your question?
I don't know. I got lost talking about all of this stuff. I forgot what I was going to ask. Let Damion ask what he was going to ask, and maybe I'll see if I can remember what I was going to ask.
All right.
was still working it in my head, trying to figure out how to say it. So I'll just be blunt. A couple years ago, I had a Kickstarter, did great, had falling out with my partner, had to rejigger the whole thing. I ended up in 2020. That was 2018. In 2020, I released a digital copy of the book that the Kickstarter became. Said, if you want a physical copy, send me some info. I'll get you a physical copy. 3 people commented. I was like, okay. So those 3 people, I got them a book. What is it? 2024. I'm in a position where I have a little more, lucrative funds. I'm like, let's just make sure everybody gets a book. Make sure everybody's absolutely as happy as they could be, because I want to move forward from this,
Right.
Especially in the crowdfunding space. So I've done that, and 11 people have come in and said they want a physical copy. We're going to get their physical copy. I'm going to do a 50 issue or 50 copy run. Do a little small place. It's going to cost a little more, but it's going to cover what I need to cover. In a situation where you've had a bad experience with crowdfunding, what do you want? And this is a little selfish, I admit this question. What do you want to see from them going forward? Because even though the problems weren't mine, the problems were mine. They were on my plate. They were in my pocket. I had to take care of it. And I've done the best I can, and I want to move forward in this space. What do you think should be like the top priorities for somebody in this situation?
All right, cool. Corissa, what are your thoughts?
I don't think I understand the question.
I see what Damien's talking about. I see what he's asking. Yeah,
So, long story short, I had a Kickstarter in 2018, and it did great. Sorry, I got to repeat part of it. So it did really well. We funded. We got some stretch goals. We were doing well. The writer ended up dropping out for various reasons. I don't want to go into the details because it was dirty and kind of it was a very unfun situation.
Right.
So I say drop out. They were actually removed. I had to take them. Everything was in my name on Kickstarter, so I took them off because they weren't going to produce.
Right.
But then I had to refund. Only about a third of the people wanted their money back. Right. So I was like, got all my refunds out, got everybody happy. Then I started writing the book. Got the book written, got the book produced. And this was also at the beginning of COVID, so it took a little extra time. So 2020, I was able to get a digital copy out. I said, this is what I've got. If anybody wants a physical copy of the book, let me know. This is what I've got right now. Middle of COVID, we didn't know what was going on. And so I said, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I've got for you. Everybody was happy. Like, and I said, let me know. I was very clear up front. This is not your problem. This is a me problem. Let me know what you need from me to make this good for you. Because you trusted me. You trusted this situation. And I want to make sure you get what you want. And so they, I literally had 3 people say, yeah, I'd like a physical book. So I did a real small print run. I sent them their books. Never heard another word from anybody. Never heard a negative word out of anybody. So since 2020, my focus has been getting like what I want to do together and down on paper so that it can be produced. So my book can be produced.
Sure.
And I've got a writer. I've got 8 scripts in the can. I've got thumbnails for 4 issues. I've got design sketches for stuff for 5 different issues. I've done a lot of work. I'd like to go back into the crowdfunding space. But because of that prior situation, I've been very hesitant because I don't want anyone to think they're not going to get their stuff.
You're very different.
All right, so here, if I can clarify, how does Damion rebuild his name? How does he rebuild his trust?
You have to build. You just have to start. I mean, when I first started, it's only been a year and a half, but I jumped into it. I did not put as much thought and planning into it as you. I probably should have. But I jumped into it, and my very first artist stole $3,000, and I wasted $5,000 in issue 1. I had a very small Kickstarter. I made 50 copies. I sold 35, and I made like $800. So I got a new artist, and 2 months later, I started again with issues 1 through 3 with a new artist. I redid everything, And my goal was to build that trust by having the book done, which in your situation, don't do anything till the book's completely done, because then you could say it's done. There's no more risk this time. And then I would even have it printed if I was you, just to say, because for me,
That's the plan, is to have everything like physical done in my pocket.
So originally I ship within the first 48 hours. Now I ship returning backers for the first 48 hours, and the rest I do within 7 days, because I had a payment error happen after the 7 days. So now I gotta wait the 7 days for new people. So that's how you build it. I mean, you thinking about it and worrying about it's not going to fix it. You have to show it. No matter what you say or anything, you're not going to build that trust. You have to just do it. Just do it. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. So as soon as your book is done and it's printed and it arrives at your house, you see the quality. You're like, this is good enough for my people. Then you do your Kickstarter.
See, I don't know, Dame. One thing I think that you start building that trust the minute that you told the truth. My wife, you know, she likes to, she's brutally honest, and I respect that and love her for that. And the thing is, the minute you told them what happened and the minute you got them their money back, that you are on the road to rebuild that trust.
It helps, but it's people.
I'm just saying on the road, Corissa, not the total thing, but on the road. You had the tires on the wheels on the ground. That's all.
Yeah. But he's asking what to do now, and what to do now is to get it done and start it, because
absolutely.
So,
But
what you're saying is you're saying that was a good start, and now I'm at that sort of that other end of the road.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is this: if that was me, I would give you a chance because you did that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Being upstanding.
I would not trust you until it was in your hand and you can show me it in your hand. Not because you're a bad person. I don't know anything about you. And all I hear about is people getting screwed, and 2 years later they don't have their book. So it doesn't matter how famous you were, how good you were before. It matters what you do now. So that's a good start, and it helped, but it might not make people feel better until it's proof that you can keep it up. So that's the, anyone could say anything, and coming out and saying that's great and it's good, but it's been a long time. People need to know who you are again. You've got to kind of start over again. So
yeah, and that's exactly my thought. Is that's kind of where I'm coming from with it, which is why I'm starting over again, but I'm also starting with like a bum foot. You know what I mean? Like I've got this weight on my foot that I'm trying to drag with me, and it's less afraid and more. I'm an honorable person. Well,
I don't think they're going to hold it against you per se.
I want to make sure people get what they need from me.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to hold it against you. I think in general, people are having a trust issue. So I don't think they're going to say, "Oh, this is the guy that did this." I think it's going to be more like because especially lately, people have been posting over and over again. It's been 2 years since I got my book. This is a major corporation and I didn't get my book, or this artist is major and I didn't get my book. So it's not you per se. They might not even remember who you are, possibly. It's more like, am I going to get my book? That's all they really care about is, am I going to get the book? And they also want to know, at least in my experience, which isn't much, mind you, is that it's going to keep going. Like for mine, my issue 11's live, but everyone knows that 17's being drawn. So I'm like 6 issues ahead. So like everyone knows they're going to get their issue. Everyone knows they're going to get the series done. Whether I have a house at the end or not is different. But to know that the series, and Tom was right. I have, it's 44, so close, Tom. But 44 for the series 1, 80 all together so far, for the ones that I'm going to, make. So they know it's got an ending. They know the ending's, they don't know it's good, but I know the ending's good. So they have the confidence to know that it's not just going to be like, oh, I got one comic and now I'm never going to see issue 2. So it's not just that, I don't know if are you doing a one shot? Are you doing an ongoing series? Is this a graphic novel? Like what exactly are you?
It's 4 issue arcs.
Okay. So you've got more. So you know how it ends. You're already written it.
I know where it's going.
Yeah. So that'll help too, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't even know if there's going to be an issue 2. Why should I bother getting 1? So you might not get as much boom the first time, but when you do issue 2, they might be like, he's still here. He's still doing another issue. So you might get a ton the first time. It might take issue 2 to come out. Just take for a grain of salt. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So you asked the question. There's my answer.
Look at the track record. Say that with look at your track record. Say that with a straight face that you don't know what you're doing. Come on.
I have no clue what I'm doing. I don't even know. Like I'm lucky that I'm ordering my I ordered my hardcover today, and like my hardcover too. And unlike you, I'm not smart enough to do a small run. I order 500 at a time. So yeah, I do everything as stupid and risky as possible, and I just hope that it figures it out at the end. So I don't recommend my way. I recommend some way between me and you. Like, you're taking too long and I'm going too fast. So somewhere in between the two would work a little better. But yeah.
Listen, I think you did a good job. Jay, what are your thoughts?
It's the long and winding road, brother.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's no rushing it. I hate to use the term, you got to rebuild that trust, but I'm trying to find something else to put in its place, and it's not hitting me.
I mean, you can call it that. Like, that's what I feel it is. That's what I feel it is. I'm in a position where I'm asking you to not only want to, get my product, I want you to want to get my product. So I have to give them something of value, just on a flat level. And 90% of that is a product, 10% is who you are, or maybe more, depending on the person. I think it varies from person to person.
The hardest thing in business, doesn't matter what it is, comics, food, entertainment, fashion, hardest thing in business is customer retention, not finding new customers, right? Yep. Act like your customer retention is at 0 right now. And if any of them come back, all right, that's a tip to your cap. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, you're starting from scratch. And how do you retain as many customers from this campaign into the next one? That's and if you want to keep going, what did you learn from the last campaign? Right? What was the?
I can stay on the air. Anyway. My mom might be watching this. She'll get mad at me.
I get it. Bro, I've seen Calderon on 42nd Street, you know what I mean? Trying to earn money so he can pay for shipping packages.
Back to the days.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious because 42nd Street is like Disney World now.
Yeah, buddy.
Not by 12th Avenue.
I don't ever go up there, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what a hustle club.
But I'm like,
and the only reason I know that he was
because
doing
that's what you try to make the extra bucks.
That's why I was on the other corner, and I was upset that he was undercutting me. You know what I'm saying? He was only charging a quarter a pop, bro. And I'm like, you got to do a lot of work, baby. It's
terrible.
There's no rushing it, bro. There's no rushing it. It's. What did you learn, and how do you not repeat it, and how do you take the positive out of it and build off of that? That's it, man. That's it.
And I don't realize that's a selfish question, but being the general context of the show, your show, JD, is where I felt like this would be the best question to ask.
No, that's fine. But listen, that's fine. We always, Jay and I both ask selfish questions all the time. So
bro, my entire Saturday show is based on what am I feeling that morning? You know what I mean? It's not like this. Special, bro.
I always break his chops over it.
Right. I wanna add this though to it, Damion, please. Don't let it drag you down the hole, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
As a creative person, we beat ourselves up more than anybody else on the outside can, right? And you can't keep kicking yourself when you're down. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're not gonna have the feet to stand up on. So it happened. Clean up the milk and get another gallon.
See, that's the thing though, too, Dame. Really, my whole thing is this. I always have, no matter what happens doing this thing, right? I always have to remember, as an artist, I keep the first sketch that I seriously ever tried to do as a comic artist, right? Keep it right here. So whenever I'm feeling down, I look back at that sketch and I look at where I'm at now and I'll be like, and I ask myself, am I still having fun? No matter what, I don't care how much money you making. I don't care what you I'm trying to get YouTube famous, whatever that shit is, right? If you're not having fun, don't waste your damn time.
Okay.
And that's the thing is this is a story I've wanted to tell since I was 17.
Right.
And now I understand it. And I was able to explain it enough to somebody that they could run with it and really like just understand it in a way that I've not been able to put on paper. And it's getting done. I don't care. You know, if I die in the process, I'll be at my drawing table.
There you go.
But it's going to happen.
Simmer down with that one.
Well, you know.
Oh,
you call me fat? Saying I'm unhealthy?
You're horrible, man. You're horrible.
Moving on.
All right. Well, David. I mean, the one thing I can add to it is that obviously I think you're going down the right road. Like Carissa said, finish the issue. You know, if you're gonna launch, finish that issue that you're planning on launching. And what I would also do is get a test print printed out. You know, you're gonna probably go POD if it's a 32-page comic. You know, cost you $30-$40, whatever. Get one or two copies printed out for yourself. Have them shipped to you, and do a video. Say, look, this is the book. I have it. Flip through a few pages. You know, it makes people feel more comfortable. So you got it. You understand? It's not going to be an issue. You know, it's done. It's going to get printed, and that's it. And then you just keep moving forward. That's all. And yeah, I don't think you'll have as big of a problem as you built up in your head. You know what I mean? Because in the end, I mean, that's what it is. We always build our problems in our heads, and it's just like we stack and stack and stack and stack. And, you know, it's a Jenga pile. You know, as you pull out that one brick, it falls apart. You're like, oh, it really wasn't that big of a deal. You understand? Because that's what it is. It's not that big of a deal. Just move forward, you know. But, you know, keep your and you're going to do fine. You know?
I agree.
So I don't see you having a problem.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Jay, you got a question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
And
You're
it's
ready.
based a little bit off of what Damion just brought up. Okay,
Gotcha.
so how do you take the negative comments that people say about your work and keep it from affecting what you think about yourself? Right? So for argument's sake, oh my God, your book's a piece of shit. And how do you keep from people saying, oh, thinking, oh, if they think my work's a piece of shit, I must be a piece of shit, right? How do you throw that barrier up, right? And because in today's socially charged world, people will pick every piece of flesh off the bone.
Sure.
So how do you keep from that affecting you, right, Damion? Right? I mean, because it hits and it hits hard. So how do you keep it from dragging you down the hole?
All right, Mark, go for it. So you got the other hard one. Go ahead.
It just hits home because look, man, 30. All right, so I've been doing role playing game work for 30 years, right? Doing for like Dungeons and Dragons type stuff, right? So, but I did that because I was afraid. I was scared to death to do sequential art.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, at least I'm out here. You know, I'm doing this. I lied to myself and told myself that I'm out here doing Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. So I must be moving toward my goal. I wasn't moving toward shit. I was just afraid. So one day, literally, about 12 years ago, I just said, F it. Okay. Now I got barbs, I got slings, like you said. Everybody's like, oh, this guy sucks, this and that, this and that, this and that. But it went back to what I just talked about before. I asked myself, am I having fun? If I'm having fun, I don't give a fuck what you think at the end of the day. But then later on, everybody like, oh, he's great, he's cool, he's okay, this and that and this. And I'm like, yeah, you wasn't, you know, that's cool, you whatever, but you're not gonna get in the way of me having fun, because this is why I do this. So that's pretty much, I guess, the answer that I'm here. I'm in this to have fun, and nothing else really. It may. I'm not saying it doesn't affect me, but when it does affect me, I have to go back and remember why I'm doing it. That's the answer.
Okay. Mr. Dudley, a wise man. I like that.
I don't want my wife's not watching.
Listen, you could quote me on that. You can let her know. All right.
Yeah, he froze again.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah. Someone
Yeah,
needs to put his new computer on
I'm gonna
the
do it next week.
table.
I'm gonna do it next week. It's upstairs in the box. What do you
JD, man, you still don't have the computer done yet?
You know what
Put
I'm saying?
together.
No, it's been up. It's in the box. It's upstairs.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know
If
right now. If
you
you
wanna
blink
see
out,
my
all of
desk-
us are signing off. All of us are
Oh.
signing off.
Listen, that'll just give you more time to. Corissa, any thoughts on the question?
I don't know. Well, mostly I'm just releasing these for me, so it doesn't really matter. I wrote this story over 3 years. I got obsessed with it. I wanted to see it made, and it's getting made. So if someone doesn't like it, I just say it's not your type of story, and to move on. I mean, I had one guy, one host, say that it was way too fast paced for him, live on a show. He's like, I read it right before the show started, and it's way too fast paced. And I said, it is incredibly fast paced. It is. It's very chaotic. It's very fast paced. It's all that stuff. So yeah, it's not for everybody. But people seem to like it, and I guess that's all that matters. So I'm gonna still make them. It's just when people like it, it's a lot easier for me to make them. So the more the merrier. I've had a lot of good feedback. I think I've had 2 people say, the one said it was too fast paced, one said it just wasn't their thing. But then I have 2 people telling me they need therapy because of what happens in issue 11. So that felt good. So,
There you go.
yeah.
You touched the people.
Yeah. Well, I have this horrible habit of the worst cliffhangers ever. So that kind of gets them each time. That's another reason I have to release.
I'll make them go to the next books. They're not the worst, they're the best.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're gonna kill me in issue 16. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of cliffhangers. So that helps. I've had people write to me and say, I read it 7 times. When is the next one coming out? I was like, yeah, it's 4 weeks. You gotta wait 4 weeks. So that helps. And they get the digital the day the Kickstarter ends. I think that helps too. So
that's smart
yeah.
right there, Carissa. That's really smart.
Yeah, my wallet says otherwise, but hopefully, I mean, I have issues 1 through 13 printed here already. So, and I'm going to be ordering 14 probably next month. Ordering the hardcover, which is 500 hardcovers. Which the hardest thing is honestly to store them. Yeah,
I was just about to ask you that question. What do you do about your inventory? How you
I was like, so I have let's see, for my old one, this is 6 times, so I have 200 left from the last one, and that takes up this spot and over there. So my husband and I have talked about building a building out back to hold them, right, because hardcover 3 only has 1 more issue to go. But I'm thinking I'm just going to clean out this room and probably be, an adult and organize stuff, try to do things the right way for once. I don't know. I've had 5 days off to do it, and I have not done it yet. So there's hope, but I don't know. We'll see. Right. We'll see.
Yeah. Adulting is tough.
Yeah,
it's not easy, man. I'm telling you. And Lori warned me to slow down making issues, but I tell myself I'm gonna, and then I'm just like, when's my next page? Damn it! So I get 6 pages a week now, inked. So,
Nice.
Yeah, but still not fast enough. So whatever. It's all right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how many you get. It's it's never enough. I get 2 from one artist, 2 from another artist, and 4 from 2 separate colors, and it's still I can use more.
It's my artist and I kind of got in a fight, and he wasn't wrong, but we had a problem with the file for the hardcover, and I told him, all right, I have to have 2 more people check it because I'm very paranoid. I'm buying 500 of them, and somehow, some reason, he deleted it, and I have 2 pages that need to be switched out, so now he has to do the entire thing over again. So he got really upset, saying, I'm doing, normally the artist doesn't do this, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, most creators don't pay you 6 issues before they get money for it. So, so I think that kind of got him a little bit okay, I'll do it tomorrow. So, and then I was like, you know what, we'll figure out something later to maybe fix this, or I'll get you an external drive so you can save thing or whatever. Yeah. So he apologized, and then, but I understand where he's coming from, because he's had to do it twice because whatever happened. But I told him I'm completely stressed, and he's like, "What are you stressed about?" I was like, "Stressed because I paid for 6 issues. I can't sell yet." I mean, it's a little
and
stressful.
Your name's on top of that.
Yeah, that too. And because I'm dyslexic, and it's easier to check with the programs, but once it's on printed paper, it's very hard for me to see the mistakes. I literally just I see it or I don't see it. It's very hard for me to see anything. And there's no program that I could just put it in and say, oh, there's an error. I have to have people read it. And I had 6 people read this one, and we still missed it. But he's gonna fix it, and it'll be all right. But I'm sure there's more mistakes in there, because commas don't like me and I don't like them, and that's just the way it's gonna be. So, but I'm doing my best.
Perpetual war.
Yeah.
Perpetual war with the commas. I still have that struggle. Damion, what are your thoughts?
I didn't win that battle. I went to to make a very long story short, I didn't realize I was ADHD at the time. So everything you're not supposed to do if you're ADHD, I did. It was all my fault. Everything was my fault. Didn't matter what happened. Beat myself. I mean, I'm not trying to say it wasn't, but some of it was. But after that happened, I couldn't work on anything. I tried, and everything was just not good enough. It wasn't going to get better. It wasn't going to be, this is this horrible thing. And I would just ride these waves of, I'm really excited about this new thing, and then nothing. And that's a lot of the reason I got into 3D printing, was because it was easy.
Right.
Teaching myself to 3D model, super easy. Getting things 3D modeled, super easy. And I could print it, and it's there, and you don't have to worry about it. But I even got out of that because it was starting to affect everything. And then when I got diagnosed with ADHD, and I started on I'm only on Strattera. It's really light for ADHD stuff. It started me on a path of getting to where I am now, where I know who I am, and I know the lay of the land, and I know where my brain has some, wiring issues, and I can work around them. And I even had a point where I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm just done. What do I have to show for it? What do I have from all this? And it wasn't even depression. It was just a very matter of fact kind of, this is it, done. And I found why I love comics again. Right. I was able to I went on a mission to find, why did you do this in the first place? And I got some old New Mutants comics. I got some old X-Men. Yeah, I'm that kid. I'm sorry. And I started, whenever I'd get anything off Kickstarter, it would just be indie stuff. And people I knew, and people that, I wanted to see this piece of themselves and why they did it. And it was really all of that got me back into loving comics. It was really the work of you guys and other indie people that I know that got me back into loving comics again. I'm like, okay. And this story that would not leave my brain has been on my back like a monkey since I was 17 years old. I'm like, we're doing it. We're going to love it. We're going to love every minute of it. We're doing it. It's getting done. Do you want other people to see this? I wouldn't mind. But if that's not how it's going to go, that's not how it's going to go. I'm doing this for me. And that's how I got out of that, got dug out of that hole, was remembering why I do what I do, and not letting the negative comments or any of it hit the same way. When you realize that a lot of that taking that on yourself is a wiring issue, and a learned behavior, you could start working on the learned behavior and getting that bug out of your ear that's telling you you're a piece of crap. You're not worth it. You're not good. Stop doing this thing. You're wasting your time. You can get that out. Wiring issue is a whole different story. And that I feel like I've done a good job of. You'd have to ask my wife. She'd be the line of delineation on that. But yeah, at this point, I'm not going to let the negative affect me enough to stop me.
Right.
I don't know if that answered your question. I hope it did.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a personal question. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also an environmental thing, though, too, a lot of times. Because I know, being a hood guy, when we was in elementary school and junior high school, we capped on each other all the time. So, you get a thick skin when everybody capping on you capping on them.
I did have one
That
recommendation.
was a different time, Mark. You know what I mean? Because that was in person.
Right.
Nowadays, it's like these people will tear you through the coals, man. And I don't know what's going on in the whole gaming situation, but look at a few months back with Ed Piscor. It's on. I'm not here to say whether the guy, what he did, what he didn't do, whatever the case, but he went down the black hole, man.
Sure, absolutely.
He went down the black hole,
Yeah.
And it was heavy. It was super heavy. Regardless of whatever, that's heavy.
Yeah.
And, that thing ain't there wasn't no small thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. For myself, did I freeze again? What's it?
For myself, did I freeze again? Yeah.
There we go. All right. So, listen, for myself, one of the things I was told by a professional who's a friend of mine, close personal friend of mine, he said, no, not you, buddy. I've known him way longer than you, and he's an actual professional.
Hey! I am a professional.
Professional what?
You guys are lobbing trucks over here, ain't
you? In the fucking ass. That's what I am.
Professional what? But no. But seriously, he told me, he said, listen, it was half joking, but in every joke, there's a little bit of truth in that joke. And he said, listen, and this was told to him by another professional. He was told, suck less. Do your best to suck less.
Right.
Okay? Understand that you suck, but do your best, your level best to suck less.
Right.
And basically what that's meant to me is that try to be better today than you were yesterday. Tomorrow you're gonna try to be better
I'm
than
glad
you are
you cleared
today.
that up, because I was saying suck less. Is that why you're not on 42nd Street as much as you used to be?
Man, y'all horrible. You guys are horrible.
Well, I don't listen. Coming from Jay, because he's sucking more, so he's always out there every night. So it's like he's trying
I
to
gotta make money. I got freelancers to pay, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gotta hustle. But there's a difference between friends who could bust each other's chops, right? And somebody that you don't know that is dogging you. You're like, where the hell is this coming from? Even I have my Jay's upset at the competition. Damn fucking right, Daphne. I'm upset. If I drop my prices under a quarter, that's it. Nobody fucking wins. Nobody. Yeah. But when it's people you don't know, you're wondering where's it coming from? Why are they saying this? And sometimes it does get to you. Yes. Sure. The easy answer is to care less.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to sometimes. The only social interaction many creators get is here on live streams or through showing off of their product, because how much during the day are they at the computer, right? Or at the desk or at the drawing board working on their craft. So interactions are limited. I spent the whole day doing stuff, and maybe I saw my wife for 30 minutes today. Right? And that's weird, dude. That's weird.
Let's get a picture. Get a framed picture. Put her in front of you. There you go. Or have her help you pack.
She had to come in. It was like, "Are you alive?" I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Have her help you pack. See if you can pull her for an hour. You talk. You pack together.
We do that stuff.
We do. Yeah.
I did have one other recommendation. and that's a really good like screw you track list. You know, something you screw you music. There's a song by Aesop Rock called Dorks that I listen to whenever I'm like annoyed with people. Like, you know, when people are like, oh, I'm you're not successful as me because I do this, and this. I'm like, it's different roads, man. It's just different. Yeah. It's different paths.
I mean, look. I mean, you know, I mean, short of who, right? I mean, listen, as long as Frank Miller is not in my face saying that to me, right? I mean, I'm like, everybody can have that said to them. Sure. You understand? Short of Frank Miller, Neil Gaiman, and Alan Moore, who can't have that said to them, right? I mean, there's always going to be somebody, and even then, they got J.K. Rowling standing over them going, I sold Bacillion books at you bitches.
Right. But that's the thing, right? They won't say it to your face.
Right.
No,
right?
But I mean, but they won't even say that online. You understand? I mean, Frank Miller's not that he even knows my name, but you know, like, but I mean, you know, someone like that, they're not going to take the time out of do this. You understand? They got better things to do.
Right.
But you always got to ask yourself about the content sometimes, because I know I've seen people who, you know, trying to bust up other people's balls and do whatever, that I always ask them, like I hear him, I had to get that kid some tough love. I said, you can get that kid no tough love. What do you mean? I said, do you give him a solution to his problem?
Right.
Oh, well, no, I didn't. I said, so all you did was fluff yourself up. You didn't help that kid.
Yep.
You know, so that's the thing. I notice whenever people start, you know, lobbing bombs, if they're not giving any solutions or they're not giving any recommendations on how you fix stuff, then, you know, you want to take that with a grain of salt, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've for probably the last year or two, I was like, I've been telling people, that look, I don't want to hear complaints unless you have a solution to go with.
Right.
You understand? Because if you're just complaining, I'm like, well, that's nice, but what can we do about it?
Right.
I understand. Right? I don't want to hear nobody complain about Calderon's screen constantly freezing, right? When they're not offering
the solution to that already.
And nobody's helping him.
He's got a solution to sit in his living room, damn it.
You
don't want to get somebody to come to your house and put that up. Like you don't have to use $5. Put all the wires together.
$5.
Yeah.
Well, okay, 30, but that's not the point. The point is it can be done.
Damien, all I need is a couple slices. That's all I need.
Listen, man, it's not even that. It's just time. I got to clean my desk. You don't understand.
You've had time for 7 weeks.
So
you've had 7 weeks.
JD is pretty
7 weeks. 7 weeks. 3 campaigns fulfilled in that time. Plus 2 other campaigns put together and done. Not to mention the amount of lettering I've done, the amount of books I've written, the amount of books I've edited. There you go, buddy. I'm busy.
Every time you got up from that desk to go to the bathroom, to go get a drink of water, to go to bed, you could have taken one pop or one item off of that desk where half of your workload could have been done with your everyday stuff.
You know, that's funny from a guy who could only get 4 books a year done. Anyway.
Carissa, I heard Carissa. Always on your side. That laugh came too quick and too hard.
Look, I'm up here watching Daphne.
I'm like JD. I should have cleaned this room like 5 years ago. So yeah,
hey, Carissa, you got inventory in that room. That's different.
I've literally had like 5 days off, and I did not. I think I walked in twice, and I was like, no. I was like, so I kind of feel how JD's feeling. So. That's me.
All right.
Oh, what's this?
Very nice.
Goodies?
Before she starts scrolling, do you want her to play that video?
Play that.
Yeah, I want to see the video.
It's too late. She started.
Play that.
You can play the first 37 seconds. You're not going to want to play all 5 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe you can play more if you want.
Can't help but like pop your head a little bit.
Michael reads it. I told you it was long.
Pretty cool though. That's all right. I
No,
like
it
that.
looks. So what do? Do you just add all of the old ones to it?
The first 30, 40 seconds is the new one. Then
Right.
the rest is that book. So this one is 8 through 10, and then after that it's 1 through 7. So it's all of them. So you just new people come in, they want to watch it, they can. Regular people that come in, they generally watch like the first, to see the new whatever. And just an FYI for anyone that's watching, the variant A cover only has like 2 left or 3 left or something. And there's a prequel and there's only like 2 left. I did not buy enough. But yeah, there you go. So that's the regular A cover. I mean, that's the regular cover. That's the A cover that there's only there might be 5, maybe 5. And then that's the Kevin Sharp Marvel artist one.
Cool.
Yeah, you don't have to go through all of them, but you can show the pages. I have like 40 tiers. So
Right.
yeah. Someone asked me the other day that a friend were like, "Do you think it's a bad idea to have 40 tiers?" It's like, if I did, I would have done it. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying that's what I have, and this is only like 40% of what I own. Huh?
Seems to be working. Dude, that proof is in the pudding.
So I don't have stretch goals anymore. I have personal stretch goals. So if you spend a certain amount of money, you get the goal. And I did that because if someone spends $5, they get the same prize as someone that spends $200. So I try to make it a little bit, more interesting for certain people. So.
I like that a lot.
Now, do you find that the importing the old tiers from the prior campaigns helped you out any?
I've been able to use it for this one, but I have 5 issues in my pre-launch, so I'm going to go play with it. I really need it to do the add-ons because I have every single add-on, every single back issue, variant, everything. There's like another 45 tiers. Right. So when they do the add-ons, it'll be a lot more useful to me than and I'm hoping they're going in that direction to do that. So
yeah, I hope so too, because I just did a campaign and I have 30 something tiers, and when I was doing the add-ons, I just had to repeat everything. Oh, sure, if I could just copy them over.
Yeah, so this is issue 11. Now issue 12, which is August 5th, is the end of book 2. So it's 44 pages. It's double issue. Same price, but double issue. This one's 28 pages. They're all 28 or higher, except for like 4 random ones that are like 24 pages. But generally, they're 28 to 44 pages. Always the same price. And then September 16th, we're going to have the hardcover and issue 13, which is not in the hardcover. Because my favorite is 14 to 22, so I had to get 14 in this year. So not that I have favorites. But issues 14 through 22 is the story I wrote like 17 years ago. Obviously, I rewrote it when I met my co-writer. But those are that's like the, that means the most to me is those. And it's also all zombies, like it's like Resident Evil 2 kind of thing. So
gotcha. Now your plush toys, do you mass produce or are you just getting the one-offs?
Okay, so the ones here, the zombie one's sold, but there's one left of the Anubis plushie. So these tiers that you see here, these are all handmade. They're collector's issues. There's generally 3 made, and then that's pretty much it. Now the one right there, you see these guys. These are mass produced. These are commercially released. I think I bought 100 Anubis. I think there's 50 left, and then I bought 50 of the Bastet, which isn't even in this issue, which I said to everybody she's not in until 13, but it came and everyone wanted it, so there you go. I'm also might be mass producing Chatty, which is the chameleon vampire bat that everyone loves. Hi Lori. And yeah, my plushie army. So I have some commercially released, and then I have the collector's edition. The collector's edition are way more expensive, but they're more rare and they're handmade. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And then we have some handmade statues.
Nice. Now, how many, you said, is it 44 issues, the entire series?
So series 1 is 44 issues already written, everything. Series 2 is 30 issues. Both have really definitive, they could have really definitive endings if I don't put the epilogue on there. So I could just end it at the 44. It depends if I still own my house or how well it's being read. So we'll see. There's a prequel that's 5 issues already written and scripted. Series 3, I'm in the process of. I think I'm 20 something issues in. And series 4 is not written yet, but it's all inside my head. So thank you, Lori. Lori's just ended. She killed it. So Path of the Pale Rider.
Oh yeah, she's killing that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's got an epic series. Zombies and cowboys, you can't really go wrong. So yeah. Metal cards, man, they sell so well.
Hey, I had a question. Do you have like an all digital tier?
I do. I have so for every Kickstarter I have, you can actually just get issue 1 and 2 for $5 PDF if you just want to try it out. I also always have a tier that's issue 1 that you could buy if you just want to try it out. Some people buy issue 1 tier and then buy 2 or 3 in the add-on. But I do have my digital tier is $25 for 11 issues. So I try to make it affordable for everybody. So yeah, you can get the digital tier. I also have the hardcover, which is the first 7 issues. And the next hardcover will be the next 5 issues. So we'll have that in October.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. And then we have 2 songs. The song you heard in the video is the second song listed there. It's Zombie Electric that Lori likes to sing because she's literally the only one that knows the lyrics. And then if you kept listening to the video, it does have a different song in there. And something else that someone might not know about the series is that I wrote it while role-playing with my co-writer, Jess. And my co-writer does all of the thoughts and speech for Draven. So when you read it, I do all of Seraphina and my co-writer does all of Draven. So it's 2 completely different people. And you can tell who's who because my character talks nonstop and doesn't think, and Draven thinks nonstop and doesn't talk. So you can tell who's who.
Hey, Corissa, what game system you guys role play?
I got what now? So it's not tabletop. It's pretty much how it's done is I will write a chapter. I started this disaster.
Oh, okay, all right, I get you.
Yeah, and then they write back. So I will write a chapter in Seraphina's point of view, and then my co-writer will come back with it in his point of view, and then so it's a little bit different. A couple people have asked me for a tabletop game, and I might do that sometime. I would love a video game someday, but the ultimate goal and dream is to have it as an animated series.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Nice. Now you're up to what, issue 11?
This is 11, and 17 is being inked now. Yeah.
Gotcha. So okay, 17 is being inked. So I think you said one time 8 years? Is that what you're looking at?
No, well, if I do now, it's more. So I do 80 years. So the end of next year will be the end of book 3. So 4 or 5. So probably 5-6 years from the start. So 3 more years, and then if I'm still at it, then the series 2. So, and thank you for the 100th backer.
All right, there you go.
I just went and got it. I got the digital tier.
Oh, thank you.
All right, cool. So you got
Some of the reason show because I spend a bunch of money.
Gotcha. So you got 24 hours left?
Yep.
Is that what that says? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I only do well. I did a little bit longer. Usually, my Kickstarters are only 18 days. I think I did 20 for this one because of the holiday. I ended it on Monday, but the shorter I do, the better because people have to save up for the next one. So
Gotcha. All right, cool. Listen, I mean, you're killing it. You're doing great, and I know you're gonna continue. So I mean, yeah.
I hope so. I would either way, it's getting out whether people buy it or not. It'll be be released. So that's the goal. At least the 44 will be done. Whether I do the prequel and the series 2 are we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
All right, cool. All right, hold on.
Looky.
All right.
That's the long time ago at Chicago Con. Long time. That's our Facebook. I mean, that's our Facebook page. You need to say some stuff, see what we're doing. That's a place to go. Also, I'm gonna toss this in the link right here. Toss this in the group link. This is my particular webcomic right here. If it ever starts, if it ever goes in the link. Did it go? I don't think it went in there. Hold on. Toss it in there right quick. God damn it.
Yeah, you gotta get in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in there. Give me just 1 second, pal. Think that's it. That's that's my webcomic right there.
All right.
And the group link there. So I'm starting there. This is last time, whenever I talk to you guys, I'm always different place in the comic. This is chapter 2, the beginning of chapter 2 of Judah Fest. Basically, this guy is a cyborg from back in our time, wakes up in the future, find out he's got a bunch of nieces and nephews, and the guys he was fighting back in our time are chasing those nieces and nephews in the future. So for nefarious purposes. All right. So yeah, this is just some of the pages right now. So what we do as far as Kickstarter, what we're doing is we're going to collect all of the pages in the webcomic, and then we'll do the Kickstarter to get them all colored. Okay. And then out. That's what we're doing right now. So it's just easier at that point because I can just, I write, pencil and ink it. My buddy Joe, he does the lettering, and then my other 2 writing partners, they do the editing. So it's kind of a group project, group effort. It makes life a lot easier. But it's you can see I like big sweeping sci-fi type stuff. I like a lot of Hong Kong action. I try to invest some hip hop culture in there too. Just try to keep it fun, keep it relevant.
So how long have you been doing this particular comic?
Judah Fest, man, I'm working on Judah Fest like last 10 years. But I've done small chapters in other places.
Right.
Before I did the webcomic, I do like small 7-page chapters here and there. Like I was saying before, I didn't have the confidence at one point. And so I had to build up the confidence by, falling down flights of stairs.
Now, how many pages do you have?
Right now, I've got about 60 pages. All in all, together 60 pages. But this particular these chapters right here it's going to end up being like 70 pages because a lot of the chapters I have are actually ahead in the story. So I decided to just go ahead and really, buckle down and do these principal chapters, and then I can toss the other chapters in where they go.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, I missed. How many pages do you have?
About 60 altogether.
Okay.
What the hell?
That's why I was saying with Corissa and them, I envy them because I got to do everything for the most part. Write, draw, ink, all that. So.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. So for the third time, let's see if I can make this happen. How many pages do you have in this book?
Oh, I'm sorry. This book right here. No, right. All together, this particular book, I got it's 35 pages right now. I got 60 pages of the entire project.
Gotcha. Because I'm curious as to when do you plan to like compile it and put it out?
I gave myself to the end of this year to get the compilation done. And so what happens is that the Kickstarter, when we do the Kickstarter backers will get the color version before the web guys get the rest of the work. So the Kickstarter is going to kind of jump past the web production.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Nice. I mean, you said you're going to do a Kickstarter for it?
Yeah, I'm doing a Kickstarter to get. I mean, and funny because I got some test pages colored. They look real nice, so I know what I'm getting. And so when I do the Kickstarter, I'll be to show those pages that are already colored along with the actual finished book. So, we'll see what happens from there. It's just like we were talking about earlier with trust. I want to get everything done before I do a Kickstarter. So they'll be like, oh, all you got to do is color it. There you go. Boom. Go ahead and do it.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Like how many days you plan to run the campaign for?
About 30. That's what we usually run a Kickstarter, about 30 days.
Gotcha. All right, cool. What is it? When are you gonna do? Are you gonna do?
It'll be in January because I've had bad luck running Kickstarters in December. It'll probably be like mid-January or late January of 2025.
Okay. Why? What happened to you in January?
I don't know, man. It's just like nobody wants to give me their Christmas money.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
JD's not gonna give me his Christmas money.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, what's that?
What's that? All righty. That's all right. That's funny because that's all right. That is Dreamweavers. Oh, she pulled up the actual campaign. This is still in the pre-launch stage. Daffy, you can scroll through it if you want. It's fine.
That was nice.
This is Dreamweavers. This is a book that I did in 1992 along with a gentleman called Matt Lunsford, and this is the first issue. It's remastered. It was originally published in black and white. I redid all the lettering. I remastered a lot of the pages. Everything's been rescanned, and we got it colored. I got a bunch of new covers up for it. As you can see, we have regular covers, bikini covers, and these are Matt's covers. These are the two original covers that originally appeared in 1992 that we originally had published. I had those scanned, and we had the colors. We touched on them digitally, and these are some of the color pages that we had. We had just recently done. And like I said, this is stuff that I did in 92. I mean, we were kids. We were like 19 and 20 years old when we did these. And this is like, who was it? Who was talking about the book that was on there? Damion, you said your book was like a monkey on your back. It was just like, it was something that was driving you. This is one of those books for me. I had this thing on my mind for years. I eventually had to write it as a prose story, finish it as a novel. And now I'm coming back and I'm like, you know what? I can actually do this now. And I'm actually doing it. So I have the first 3 issues already done. 4th issue is partially done. And hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll be able to finish the entire series. And I think we're going to be able to do it this time around. Like I said, I mean, this is stuff. You see this stuff? Matt did this. He was 18, 19 years old. Very talented dude. We went on to do professional comics, in the mid 90s. And this is one of the books that got us that work,
Right.
So, and I in that particular instance, I was writing on his coattails. They needed a writer, and he asked, he said, "Hey, I got a buddy," and he brought me in, and they hired me, and and I got to do that work with them. So,
right.
So and I mean, like I said, this is stuff we did a long time ago. It was a lot of fun, and I think, and I tried to stick to it. You understand? I try not to change too much because I want to keep it true to the people that we were back then. Because. I'm going through the dialogue.
That's the time, though, man. It's nice stuff.
No, it's listen, man. I mean, Matt, and here's the thing: this looks good. Wait till you see the second issue.
Right.
Because this looks good. The second issue to the Marvel offices back in the day. Did I just freeze again? I did. Did I just freeze again? All right, sorry about that. But all right, so Matt had gone up to the Marvel offices. He was in college. I think he was in Will Eisner's class in his comic class, and they had taken a field trip up to the Marvel offices, and he got to see Jim Lee's X-Men pages in person.
That's sweet.
The actual pages. And I think it traumatized him because his artwork just came out so different afterwards. Like he came back, like his Kyoto style was like on point. Like he was just like, it just like I think he like it really like he sat there and he's like, oh damn, I'm good, and this is like way up there. And he was really doing his level best to hit those notes, And I mean, and he was able to do it. This particular piece was done by another Anya's young lady that I've been watching for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, fun. I haven't decided yet when I'm going to launch this because I don't know if I'm going to launch Oswald first or I'm going to launch this first. I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. So yeah, there you go. Daphne, if you could pull up the next one. When she's ready.
What? Hello, me.
There you go. There you go.
This Saturday, coming this Saturday, we're going to be launching the pin set based on Betsy, the Zombie of Liberty, who is the mascot of the recently funded and now in fulfillment issue number 3 of New York.
Cool. That's nice.
So it's a 2-inch hard enamel pin. That is her, and then we also have her in black and white glow in the dark, and some of the other pins that are there. So will also show up in glow in the dark as well. Going to be running it for about 3 weeks. If anybody wants to jump in on grabbing some of the New York versus the World books that they didn't get on the last campaign, they can get that. So we'll have a few options. I won't have 40 or 35 like Calderon and Corissa do. I don't have that much stock with these items, but there'll be a few things and there'll be a lot of stuff in the add-ons that you can add on from my old catalog. But this is I think my first Kickstarter campaign that is not a comic book. So I'm happy, right? I'm hitting a different category. Let's see how that goes. All right, we're pre-launch. Sign up for this bad boy, and like I said, we launch on Saturday.
Nice, very nice.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
All right. So you know what? I got questions. I got some tough ones, but I'm gonna ask the geek question. All right.
Ask the tough ones.
No, I'm gonna ask the geek question. I want to ask this geek question.
All right, ask the geek one.
If you could own any cover, right? Any cover, like any cover from any random comic book, trade paperback, or whatever, right? If you could own the original, what would that cover be and why?
That's easy.
Man, that's
now,
hard.
and here's the thing: it cannot be one of your own books. Corissa, what do you think?
The Crow.
Oh,
I want the
nice.
Crow issue 1 cover. That's my favorite graphic novel. It's what I took out when I was doing scripts for this one as my inspiration. And even though my scripts were awful, my first script had too much dialogue. So my letter asked me if I wanted to see any of the art. So my first script turned out to be 3 scripts. So that was easy. But definitely the Crow I would love, and I've been trying to contact James O'Barr to do a cover, even if it's like a scratched pencil sketch, but nobody answers my emails or anything. And I should have asked him in person when he signed my books, and I didn't think about it, and now I'm pissy. But yeah, the Crow down that was easy.
That's fair. Mark, what are your thoughts?
X-Men 205, Uncanny X-Men 205. Barry Windsor Smith did that issue, and that issue was great. and I love
Which
the cover.
one? Which?
That's the
which
one.
is it?
You remember when John Muter Jr. was doing the issues, and then was a break
Right.
at 205, and I think then they moved over to Alan Davis after that.
Is that the
Right.
one where Storm and Forge are on the cover?
No, it's the one where Wolverine is laying in with all the wires hanging off him. It's the first appearance of
Yes.
Blade Deathstrike.
Yeah, I know
And
that
Barry
one.
Windsor
Yeah.
Smith did it. That mother, and the power pack was in there with it. It was a nice issue, man. I definitely want to cover that issue.
Nice. Okay. Damian, what are you thinking?
I'm kind of torn because I'm sure it's a pretty common answer. Pretty much anything by Pascal Ferry, any of his covers
Really?
are just. I love his pencils. I love how he works.
Mhm.
But if I had to be something that I was going to spend money on, like in a massive amount, it'd be the triptych Jim Lee X-Men #1 cover. It would be that.
That mother was
Because
nuts.
that just is burnt into my brain as one of the, granted, most overprinted covers in the world,
Yeah.
but also one of the best.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's got to, it got to that point where it's like you can't even say you like it because everybody's like sick of seeing it.
Mhm.
But I just saw something online the other day, and it was just the inks, and I was like, "Oh, that's so pretty! Like it's just pretty. You can see the work that went into it. You can see and you're just like, all right, I just made it my desktop. My desktop rotates between that and Jack Kirby. Just the face of Jack Kirby looking at me like, get to work. That's my desktop.
All right, cool. Jay, what are you thinking?
Yeah, it's not just one, dude. It's not just one, bro. It's
well. Try to
I
limit it
did
to
one. I had about 10, but I did one. So you better find one.
Try to keep it to 2. There you go.
Try to keep it to 2. God damn
Top
it.
2. Top 2.
Top 2.
There you go.
Top 2. Excalibur #1. Alan Davis.
Cover, yeah,
Okay.
real nice cover.
That
Nice one.
it's just, for me, it's iconic. Excalibur came out at the right time. You know, that Rachel Phoenix look of the red with the spikes and the flame wings coming out of her arms. You know, just the 5 of them standing, not on that gothic eagle that's on a
gargoyle,
just, right? So that Excalibur #1, and then this one is hard, man, because I don't know the issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cover with Superman, Shazam, and Dr. Sivana. And Dr. Sivana stole the magic or some magic from Shazam. And he's got a Shazam costume in green and he's beefed up. And I don't know if it's a DC showcase, an annual. I know it wasn't a Superman book. I know it was a little oversized. It could have been 64 pages. But I used to walk around with that mother like no tomorrow, man. That was a great cover for me, man. And it could have been illustrated by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Or somebody else who was just like mimicking the DC house style of the early 80s.
Could have been Jim Aparo, maybe.
Could have been Jim.
Mm-hmm.
They really, but oh man, it was good. You know what I mean? They both had that beefy style. You know what I mean? It wasn't Neil Adams. It didn't have all that cross hatching that Neil would have. It was a lot cleaner. Their lines were just, you know, maybe they were a cross between Toth and Neil Adams, I guess.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the lines were always just so clean. So I don't even remember the issue, man, but I know that cover. I know it was Superman, Shazam, and Dr. Sivana, man. And he was beefed up and he had a green Shazam costume. And I'm just like, so for nostalgia purposes. But there's a whole fucking list of shit, man.
Of course, I know. That's why but we got to try to keep it limited to 2. So look, I'll hit you up with 2. My 2. EC Comics. I forgot the title. but it's a Wally-Wood cover.
Okay.
It has like a couple of like little boys like in the corner in the front end of these aliens coming out of the spaceship. And it is just classic Wally-Wood, beautiful pen and ink. It is just a gorgeous cover. The second one is, and here's the funny thing about it is, I am not a big DC fan. I'm not a big fan of these characters, but the cover, Mike Mignola, Cosmic Odyssey, #1.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's and it, there's like Superman, Batman, Bug. And I mean, I just love that damn cover, and it has Darkseid and what was the who's his opposite, the All Father or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I just love that damn cover. I don't know why. It's one of those things where I was thinking of commissioning an artist to reproduce it, because there's a guy that I know that inks, he does reproductions, and he'll do it for like $400, and he'll do like spot on, like and it would just be a reproduction of the cover. I'm like, and it's just one of those things. I was like, why this cover? Of all the covers that I've seen, I'm like, why this one? But it attracts me. Like, I'm like, I look at it. There's a certain power to it. I just really enjoy it. So I was like, yeah. That,
I mean, there's one more cover though, too, though, right? That I think you guys got me thinking. Elementals #1, Bill Willingham.
Yeah, that's a beautiful cover, man.
It's a beautiful cover.
That's a beautiful cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another issue that from Elementals I probably want to get, and it's perhaps the saddest cover. It's the one where Morningstar's sitting on there with a gun and she's crying.
Oh yeah. We think she's gonna kill herself.
Yeah. And I remember seeing that because it was the first time I remember reading a comic where I was like, oh, this is serious. years old, and I was like, this is serious. This isn't like your normal comics. Right. So I think that's
people don't know. People who love Fables don't understand. That's Bill Willingham. That's some of his first work is on Elemental.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. So All right.
Look at that, Kirsty. You got Michael is a Crow devotee.
My best.
There you go.
He reads my comics, so he's awesome.
No, Mike's a good dude.
Yeah, Mike's good people. Jay, you got another question, Damion?
Yeah, I got another question. Name your 3rd through 5th covers that you would like to.
I know.
That's cheating, Jay.
Yes, so what? I got a fucking list, bro. Shit. Nobody? Carissa, just the Crow? Just the Crow?
If I had to choose other ones, I would want Ghost Rider #1 cover.
Oh, which one?
Danny. I like Johnny Blaze, but I didn't. My brother's older than me, so he was the Johnny Blaze reader. I didn't learn about Johnny Blaze until Spirits of Vengeance, and then I loved him. But Danny was my first one. I think I came in on issue 8, so I'd gotten.
Talk about Mark
so you know about Johnny Blaze because he was hunting Danny.
Yeah, of course.
At that before Spirits of Vengeance came out.
Yeah, no, he was the Ghost Rider in the original series, and then it was Danny. I'm just saying I didn't read him until I met Danny, so Danny was first.
Okay, no, that's a good Javier Salterras cover. I like
that. The
Stereo too, yeah.
Ghost Rider was my first comic that I ever remember reading. So, yeah. Right. Besides, I mean, The Crow came later, but when I was a teenager, it was the Ghost Rider came in, and then it was The Crow. But I had to do what my brother did. He read Marvel, so I had to find something Marvel.
You had to get your hands on whatever you could, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he was a huge collector. He actually, I don't remember all the names. What was there was like a variant, not variant, Valiant. What's the
Valiant? That was
cold, and then So he started that. I went the other route and did Malibu, and it was completely not as good. Though I did read the Ferret and all those. So, but yeah, I haven't read any comics besides The Crow since like the 90s. So everything's indie now. So, yeah.
There's a really nice piece of shelf candy coming out from Hasbro of Danny Ketch on the bike. Full. It's really pretty.
I don't have money anymore. Don't tell me things like that.
$25. Get through Entertainment Earth. It's only like $25.
Right.
Only $25. That's yeah. I could probably do that. I just got the Crow figurine, and what else did I just get? I got something else too. But generally, all my money goes to the comic. So, like, I finally got a credit card for just comics because or just for the comic because it was so annoying for my I actually spend more on making the comics than my actual business that pays for the comics. So, go figure.
So, Corissa, the last time that cover that you're looking for, the Ghost Rider cover, was sold was 2013.
Nice.
And that person's not giving it up.
Right.
Yeah, I know. See, the problem is, like, I can't sell any of my original art for my comic. So I don't expect anyone to sell theirs. But, like, I'm going to have all this original. I try to do digital as much as possible to save space and money and shipping. But I'm never going to sell my art because I am very, very insanely weird. So someday when I die, hopefully they'll be worth money and my husband can pay off all the debt from me making my comics.
I'm with you there. I sell my role-playing game work because a lot of people because that's not as valuable to me as my comic page. My comic page is super valuable to me. So
yeah.
Dad, I got to keep the lights on. I'm going to sell everything.
I'll sell that role-playing game work in a minute.
It's just I don't know what it is. I have this obsession with my characters, and I don't like them being in someone else, the original to be in someone else's possession. I've got issues. Leave me alone.
No, hey, I'm not trying to bust on you, kiddo.
That's just like when someone told me that I need to have my character nude on a cover, and I goes, no, I can't. No, she's no way. She can't. They're like, oh, you'll make thousands more. Like, oh, I could never. Nope. I can't do that. I think Serafina was in the shower and I had to have my artist put like the steam so you couldn't see anything. So yeah, I can't do the nude. And I had a nude cover for free of a vampire because I couldn't do Serafina and I couldn't even put it on my page. I don't know why. Obviously I don't mind breasts at all, but it just seemed like it didn't fit with my page. So I had a secret cover. I only had 10 of them. They were in the add-ons with no picture, no nothing. I just said this is a topless vampire picture, and I think I have like 2 left. So they sold. Right. But yeah, but they would sell. I'll tell you if you want to get money. But I'm more of the sexy nurse outfit than the topless. So yeah, no. So
let's hope. I have a campaign with at least 4 of those covers. So let's see how it works out.
You have topless covers? Yeah, they sell. Yeah, they'll sell. I've been told by plenty that I should definitely do that, and I can't do it. But yeah, they will sell pretty good. I mean, even yeah, I'm not thinking
don't give it to the dark side.
Yeah. I've been told that I got a lecture saying, "Oh, your story is really good. Let it tell itself." I was like, yeah. If I wasn't so incredibly protective, I would try to, only because then I can pay for the comic more. But she's got sexy nurse outfits, so they sell pretty good. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So did anybody else have any other covers that they
yeah, I know Mark does.
White Zack Punisher, #1.
Really?
That's a good cover.
Nice.
That's a nice cover. Yeah.
That joint is a banger.
That is a banger. Yep.
See, I got, you said you can't do your own covers, and I got one.
Right.
I got a cover done by Chris Cross.
Nope.
And it is I forgot his last name.
You didn't draw it. Chris Cross drew it.
Chris Cross drew it. It's my character. It's my character. It was worth it. It was a little bit of money, but it was worth it. And it is a
gorgeous cover.
It was that good. It was so good it made me rethink how I drew my character. I was like, that is better. Okay, maybe I should change that.
Is he still doing covers?
He is. You got to kind of hit him up. I don't think he's doing commissions necessarily, but I know that,
Well, then that won't really help me.
He's not being like, look, I'm doing commissions. Like he did that like a couple months back, and that's what I got in on. But I know that, he's always kind of up for it if he's got time.
Any idea what he charges or what did charge?
I'll tell you off.
Yeah. Send me a message or put it in the private chat. I want to
Let's
know
put it in the private chat. We all want to know, baby.
That is true.
It's like, do I have to sell my home or my car to afford it? Like, which? I'm still trying to get. So there's an artist I really, really want besides James O'Barr, who did the Supernatural covers. His name is Matthew. It's like Matthew Down and Smith or something. And I bug him every like 4 months, and he's still like, I'm too busy. And I was like, just do my damn cover, damn it.
Right.
I'm gonna do it until he gets sick of hearing from me. So he'll either block me or he'll do the damn cover.
All right, Calderon, give me another one because I got another question after this, and it's based on what Michael just said in the comments.
Guy Davis, The Realm #1.
Realm, that's pretty cool.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Herb Trimpe, G.I. Joe #1.
Okay. All right. That was dope.
I'm a huge G.I. Joe head.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe was my jam all day, every day. You know what I mean? And that cover was just it. Yeah, pretty much almost any 80s #1 issue, right? Alpha Flight #1.
The Web of Spider-Man #1. Tell me that wasn't dope.
The which one?
I think it was the Web of Spider-Man #1, the black cover that Byrne did when he had the black suit.
Oh, it wasn't Byrne. It wasn't
Byrne that did that? I thought Byrne did that.
Oh, no. Shit.
I just
bought it the other day.
Oh,
yeah? Yeah. I'll look it up.
They said, what issue?
Web of Spider-Man #1.
Byrne did with the black cover. He had the black suit.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I just put it to the side, man. I got it. I just got it. I picked it up. It's going. I want to get it. I want to get it graded. But all right. So we covered that. But who would you love to have if money was no object?
That's cheap.
Draw your cover. You have one person, right? So we won't go 10. We won't go 2. We got one. Yeah. And if somebody says it, if somebody pulls yours, you gotta throw your backup in there.
I wasn't listening. What's the question? I was looking up the point.
Who would you love to have? Because Michael was saying in the comments, the Mark Teixeira's Danny Ketch cover was nice, and Mark was a amazing dark supernatural artist. I will never turn him down if he ever wants to do something with me. But who would you love to have if money is no object? Do one of your covers.
Oh, I already answered that before.
Which one? Oh, okay.
James O'Barr, yeah.
James O'Barr, yeah.
Okay. Mark.
Man, one of them it's hard because like
just one, baby. Just one. Because you're gonna blow your whole budget at that one time.
Can I say dead or alive? Dead or alive?
Alive.
Shit. Okay. Oliver Coipel.
Who?
Oliver Coipel. Olivier Coipel.
Oliver Coipel. Yeah.
Okay.
He's really good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
But he's my second. My other one's dead.
All right. You can't afford him then, baby.
All right. Can't afford him.
Yeah.
Damion.
I had it. It's gone. Well, I said Pascal Ferry before, so yeah, definitely him.
Okay.
No. I take it back. Man, love. Take it back. Arthur Adams.
Oh, you pulled my #1.
Oh, he got me.
He pulled my #1 too.
You got both your asses.
Look at that. All right, so Calderon, who would you have, bro?
I don't even know the guy's name.
What did he do?
Yeah.
Black Sad.
Man, what's that guy's name? He's a
European guy.
Argentinian artist or Brazilian artist. I just was looking at something about this guy, man. He's Argentinian. I can't remember. I know the guy you're talking about. Yeah.
Black Sad.
Yeah, with the cat guy on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
It's going like a noir type of thing. It looks really dope, man. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Juan Diaz Canales.
Yeah, his stuff is
I
real.
don't know who that is, dude. I'm so sorry.
It's dope. It's
Well, I don't
real
know if he's the right because there's two guys, or if it's Juanjo Guarnido.
Right. Whoever that is, that cover's dope.
Yeah, but I think it's Juan Diaz.
Right.
Okay. And we lost Calderon.
Yeah.
We always lose Calderon at the end of his show.
Yeah, I know. Am I back?
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna take this one from Mark. Mike Zeck.
Fair enough. It's Mike Zeck, man.
Fair
Come
enough.
on.
Yeah. Mike is.
Mike, you know, Zeck is the man, bro. Zeck
He is the man. I can't hold that against you. He is absolutely the man.
Yeah.
You know who I forgot to mention?
Who?
Michael Golden.
Okay.
You know what? F you, man.
Michael Golden.
You're on the tip of my tongue.
Yep.
But isn't he retired?
And mad too. Not just retired, but pissed.
Oh,
Is
he's
he?
pissed?
Man, Mike, man, look, I was born to City Con probably about a year and a half ago. Mama sit down and listen. I didn't say listen. I said listen to. I didn't say talk to. Listen to Mike spew for about an hour.
Really?
His wife, man,
Really?
is mad because he ain't getting his due, man.
Oh shit.
You know,
I mean, get his due as far as what? Well, because they just
I keep basically, man, you know that guy, man, fathered a lot of these styles that people are kind of aping, right now, right?
Right.
And he's
yeah.
giving him his due.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, all right, here's the thing, right? If you remember his style from back in the day, because it's different the way he draws now.
Back
right?
then,
it was a very sophisticated looking John Byrne for me.
oh, hey.
Because that's what it looked like. It was like a more sophisticated John Byrne,
Mhm.
right? Now his stuff, I forgot his name. But it was an artist that recently passed away a couple years ago, and that's who's his style reminds me of now, right? Still great, but that's where his stuff reminds. But yeah, Michael Golden though, but back from the 80s.
Crushing.
Yeah, because I love Michael Golden stuff is incredible.
I got some old Micronauts be looking like, man, one of these days when I grow up.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Omnibus. Marvel just came out with the Micronauts Omnibus.
Oh, I don't have that yet. Now I know it's there. I know. Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Marvel is working us. There's 3 of them.
Oh, there's
three on about. There's 3 of them
Goodness.
for the entire series. I ordered them, so I got the first one. That's the one that came out, but the other 2 I'm still waiting. So
Gotcha.
yeah. But this is the guy Juanje Guarnido. But his stuff is
His stuff's banging on that black set.
his stuff is beautiful because he does watercolors and it is master level stuff. The way he does shading and his lighting is just incredible. So, yeah. I believe they're 2 Spaniards.
Right.
Since everybody got to show something, can I show some of the design art for my book?
No.
All right.
I'm only joking. Share it, pull it up.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I want to see.
I was going to say today, computer.
See, I'm not the only one.
Okay.
See the goods.
Sorry about that.
So it's just
Oh yeah, man. That's what I'm talking
Nice.
got 4 pictures.
Pretty.
Just
Very
proof
nice.
of concept for the design, just to see if it would even look like, somebody could wear it.
It's cool. Yeah, that's nice.
I get into the tedium sometimes, and this kind of helped me get out of it. So that's the main character. That's actually, I can't tell you who that is yet.
What?
You'll find out who that is. You'll find out real quick. It's in the first issue.
Yeah.
These are all just designs for the first issue.
Right.
Nice.
So
I can tell you having fun in them designs, bro, and that's what counts. I can tell all day.
that is a redesign of a character that if you've seen any of my stuff before, you'd know who that is. I can't say right now, but I can show you cool pictures.
You can tell us. What are you talking about? You can tell us. You can spill the beans to us.
Hey, we're not gonna tell anybody, Damien. We're not gonna
got
tell anybody.
9 minutes. I'll tell you who it is.
Yeah, who are we gonna tell?
Yeah, who are we gonna tell? Yeah.
and that's a brand new character.
That's cool. That's real. I like that. I like that character design. Nice. Real.
Why are they always looking to the side for? They don't want to look at us?
Because I was just doing like a weird pose, like, hey, let's do just a standing.
Trying to test this silhouette game.
Yeah, just to see if like, because I had sketched out the designs and I wanted to see if it looked wearable, like they have a style because of where they are, and I was trying to make sure it could be maintained through all the characters, and then advance it a little bit here and there depending on where they are in the story. And I just did that the other day.
That's cool. That's cool.
I like that.
Looks good, man.
It's still Jared. It's still Romer X.
Right.
I've changed the title. I've changed a bunch of stuff because Andy Floyd, I've known the guy for about 20 years now, and just shot 18 years. And he's a great writer. He's worked for like ABC. He's done a bunch of stuff. But I've wanted to work with him on something forever. And he finally, had a little free time. And I was like, hey, I spent a lot of those years I was trying to get everything on paper because I was like, I'm coming back. I just want to put it all down on paper so I don't forget anything important. And I said, here's 6 files that are like 200 or 300 pages each.
Cool. That's right.
Just being, just ADD brain, just pumping information into these pages just over and over. And he was like, okay, cool. And like about 2 weeks later, he had 8 scripts.
Right. That's
Nice.
cool.
And good. Like he read it, and I've talked to him enough about it in the past that he's like, okay. And I said, I want to start from this point. I'm not gonna tell you what point. I said, I want to start from here, and I want to go to that.
Secrets, aren't you?
Right.
What?
You're so full of secrets. I can't tell you.
I'm taking you back in the woodshed. We're gonna get all them secrets.
Yep.
I'm really excited for like the first time in a while, and I'm not stopping until it's done. It's going to be done. I'm not stopping until it's done. Y'all may not see me for a year, but
So when do you expect the first issue to be like on Kickstarter? More or less, obviously. Give or take.
Could be October.
Okay.
I might shoot for next year just because I want to make sure maybe I have a couple. Issue 1's going to be done, printed in my hands by October. 2 and 3 should be on its way by then. I've got.
Do you have a Kickstarter now in pre-launch? You should have a Kickstarter now in pre-launch so you can start getting followers so that when you're ready to launch, you're ready to launch. Because I can tell by just talking to you for the last 2 hours that you're going to keep pushing this off further and further. And if you don't just jump into it like an idiot like me, you're never going to do it. So I highly suggest that you at least get your pre-launch up. It doesn't cost you anything. Don't hit the go button. Just hit pre-launch. And then you could start sending it out to people saying, look what I'm doing. I'm starting this. And then you could start building your fan base. If you wait till you're ready, you're not going to be ready. There's my advice for you. That you didn't ask for.
No, this is the environment for it. See, I need this. This is why.
And
you
Corissa,
don't want me as your coach. You will be sorry.
Carissa will shame you for the next 6 months until you put it up.
Absolutely will. Yeah. By October, I'm gonna have 3 more issues out. I'm gonna be on issue 14. So you gotta move. You gotta do this. So
Okay.
Yeah. But do the pre-launch page. In fact, that's your homework for this week. You should literally do it this week and just get it done. And you have no reason not to because you only need a picture. That's it. That's all you need. So just do it. No excuse. And you already know how to make a Kickstarter, so you really have no excuse.
That's true.
And you can keep a Kickstarter pre-launch for like 4 years. So you can't even say, I don't know when I'm going to do it.
Okay, yeah. No, for real. I wouldn't do that, but
hey, my letterer SK does it like once a year, and then he launches with like 500 followers. So you do your own thing. But I'd make more money if I spread mine out. But I'm more interested in getting the series done than
Yeah, but SK kills it though.
Huh?
SK kills it.
He does. He's awesome.
He does. Yes.
Very patient guy. I don't know how he deals with me, but he does. Yeah. Anyway, make the pre-launch. I'm going to be checking, just so you know.
Okay.
So.
There you go. Your Kickstarter coach has spoken.
Yeah.
I need a kick in the ass, coach. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of what I need. It's just like,
My specialty is annoying the hell out of anybody, so I can do it. I can do this.
There you go.
I can annoy the hell out of you until you do it. Yeah, I'm just saying because like most people plan it out and they take their time and they take forever. I jumped into it not even knowing what a Kickstarter was. Like I literally was like, let's make a comic. How hard can it be? Like the stupidest thing you could ever say on the planet. But I did it, and here I am. So, so just stop thinking about it. You're overthinking. Just do it.
There you
Cool.
go.
I mean that. I'm going to work on it tonight. I'll
Right.
probably put it up by tomorrow night or
Okay. I'm gonna be watching. So
Mhm.
I
He's
have
gonna come for
nothing.
you.
I have nothing to do. You guys think I'm super busy writing. I wrote 3,000 words the other day.
JD, remember we used to have to back in the 90s, early 90s, when we used to have to get 5,000 copies of a book before Quebecois or anybody else would print it.
Yep. Well, I was using Brenner back then. But
Oh yeah, printer, they was about 3,000.
3,000. Yep, we do 3,000. Yep.
I got
Yep.
buddies right now with still 1990 still got 400 or 500 books in their basement.
Yes, sir. I know
Sitting on
exactly
my
how that
phone. What are
feels.
you talking
Yes,
about?
sir,
That's my
buddy.
furniture.
That's why I asked Carissa that inventory question.
Mhm.
Oh boy, back in the day, the inventory would have killed you.
See, but here's the thing: we laugh about the Brenner prices, right? But the Brenner prices for 3,000 copies,
They were
in the
better
90s,
than stuff
it's
now.
still
Hey,
cheaper than what
Oh,
we're
yeah.
paying for.
let me just tell you right now. So if I wanted 250 or I wanted 500, the total was like $200 more for 500.
Right.
So there was really
Yeah.
there was no they know what they're doing. They just
Damn, hey.
there's no
Yeah.
comparison. And I got the aren't you going to do soft covers? No, because soft covers was again like $100 less. So I did a huge poll on with 10,000 people, and I said if they were the same price, would you do soft cover or hardcover? And not one person said, oh yeah, I'm going to do soft cover. So I just did the hardcover. I sell it for the price of a soft cover, and everyone's happy. So there you go.
Now, Carissa, let me ask you a question. When you spoke to your printer, right? They gave you the price for 500. Now, what was
Yeah.
the price for 1,000? Now,
I didn't go that far.
You didn't even ask, right?
I don't want to know.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
you're
300
talking about
Let me
You're
tell you,
talking about
like
like
$200 more.
I
That is
cannot.
not
Yeah,
specific.
it might have been, but I cannot store that. Like I cannot. My husband would kill me.
Picked up my man 3,000 books. Well, he was like, man, I could pick you up. You drive a little Toyota. I said, no, bro.
Yeah, no,
That ain't gonna do it, buddy. That ain't
Yeah,
gonna
listen.
work.
I remember in '92, the first book we ever did was called Revelations. We ordered 5,000 copies. I remember when I got those, dude. I lived in Spanish Harlem, up on 103rd and First Avenue, and I mean, there were like 5 or 6 of us, and it was just like we're in the middle of the ghetto getting these books off of the back of this truck. It was hilarious.
Hey, the police will get you like you got some. What else you bringing in there?
Yep. You know, it was crazy.
No.
But you know, there was a crew of us, so thankfully
Right.
I worked with a lot of people, so it was good. All right, so we made it to hour 2. Thank you so much, guys. You were awesome.
nice.
Mark, Chris, and
Hey,
JD.
thanks, man, for having me.
Mark, please let everybody know where they can find you and your work.
Oh, you can find me on Comic Fury. Look up Judafist. That's the web comic. You can find me and my guys on www.imaginosworkshop.com.
Very nice. Carissa?
I am wherever chaos is. Just search Worthy Chaos on any platform. I'm probably on there. I'm always on Kickstarter. If not pre-launch, then live, because my next for the rest of the year, pre-launch is already approved. So I accidentally didn't have it ready the last one for a week, and everyone was upset with me. And then I posted it, and like 80 people followed within 24 hours. So now I have everything set. I don't have to worry about it. But search Worthy Chaos on Kickstarter, and I'm the only thing that pops up. And there's like 11 of them, but it's all me. So go for that. Yes.
Nice. Damion.
Watching you, Damion. He's gonna be on Kickstarter. You have to search.
Start on Wednesday or Tuesday at midnight. I'll be right there. Or 12 a.m. My website's down. The website took it down. Need to do a little reworking of it. So right now, the only place to find me and my work would be on Instagram, Omniversal Inc. Actually, if you look up Omniversal Inc., you might find one other company out in California. I have no idea what they do. But if you look for Omniversal Inc. and comics, you're going to find me.
Very nice. Very nice.
Right.
Mr. J, where can they find you, sir?
UnstoppableComics.com. All of my social media links are there on the website. And Saturday night, you can catch me on Comic Book Streamland on YouTube. And here next Sunday. Chilling.
Right.
Chilling. All right. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, all those different places. YoswellChronicles.com, TallTalesOnline.com, and on Kickstarter. We have currently the Dreamweavers is currently taking up, where you can pre-sign for it. And hopefully we'll be launching another Oswald another 2 or 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks. And then, there it is. Thank you so much, everybody. And just remember, everybody here, they do fantastic work. They do great books. All these creators deserve your respect and your support. So please go check those links below. Click on those links. Buy some of those books because they're awesome books. So and just remember, everybody, read more indie comics, especially ours. Have a good night.
Later.
Later on.
Latest.